Last week on KB&P, we traveled from San Diego north to Pacific Dunes, where my mountain bike was stolen. Heartbroken, we drove north to Bodega Bay for 2 nights, and then to Russian River, where we played with Pepper in the river. With fires rapidly approaching, we head north again. This week on KB&P, we head to Elk Country to hopefully see a herd of elk that is known to visit the campground.
Too many days in the darkness without a glimpse of the light. Running tired and broken and scared, but I swear I'll never give up the fight. I see you broken and beat, head pulled down over your eyes. Every part of you wants to surrender, but darling, you were meant to survive. With every star.
So our friend Dave told us about this great scenic drive that's on the way to Trinidad. It's beautiful and it's got lots of beautiful beaches and you can see Camel Rock and it's just absolutely gorgeous. But I think what he forgot was that we were in the RV, and as we were driving down the road it became dirt and super rutted out, and it was like a one-way road, and before we started heading down that last little section of it, we decided to turn around and come back another time in our car where we could enjoy it fully. Can you hear that?
Hmm?
I'm gonna get dressed. It's almost sunrise.
Yeah, is the coffee on?
I'll put it on.
Okay.
There they are. That whole field is full of elk. I could hear them all night long. They're starting to come into the campground. That's why they tell you to look before you open your door in the morning, because you could step out onto one. My eyes were about that big around, like I'd had 8 cups of coffee. Like, what the hell?
We'll say good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. And we are up. We had a great time this morning looking at about 60 elk that came through the campsite. It's really cool. We're going to walk outside and kind of show you our campground. Got my coffee. So how are we going to do this? Should we, maybe you operate the camera and I'll operate the pepper? How do you want to do this? Or just...
You're going to have to put your coffee down.
I got to put my coffee down. I got to choose between the dog and my coffee. That's a tough choice. Okay.
So the campsites are a mixture of gravel and dirt. They're pretty level. In this area, there's a whole nother campsite back underneath the trees, so you can choose between being out in the field where the elk come in the morning or back underneath a heavy treed area next to us.
We've met some really nice people here, a bunch of avid kayakers. Some of them are heading out right now to paddle down at near Trinidad. I'm getting twisted around with the dog.
Have fun.
Leave it. That's cool. All right.
He's excited.
All right, that's enough now. So we saw about 50 or 60, I'd say 60 plus this morning, elk coming through the campsite. And there's some up here. It was a schoolhouse from like the 1800s until 1958. It was still active.
Wow. Watch the poop. Fresh poop.
So you can see there's,
Morning.
hard to see, but there's a big elk. And a big male. See that big male walking toward us?
Where?
Straight ahead.
Oh yeah. Holy crap.
And they're in rut this time of year, so we will definitely keep our distance. You can see hopefully you can see this. We're not going to get too close to them. We don't want to give the appearance that we're trying to approach them.
Stay here with the dog. He's hurting. He's hurting.
It's probably going to be tough to see on the GoPro, but there's a big male back there, kind of corralling his women around.
Oh my God, he's beautiful.
He's a big boy. This is the Elk Country RV resort and campground. You can tent camp here too. Well, the store, I don't think it's open right now, but it will be, and you just have to wear a mask inside. This is the store and check-in area.
Okay, so over here you've got the heavily treed under some redwoods campgrounds. Campsites look the same, they're nice and level. Then you've got the elk in the background. Got some cute little tchotchke things and totems and Indian stuff. It's a very cute little campground. Little store for snacks and ice cream, and we hear that people that aren't from the South actually enjoy ice cream in the 60-degree temperatures, but that would
in the 50s. It's cold.
it's chilly. Cute little signs up there.
So to put this in perspective, we were swimming like yesterday, or the day before yesterday, not that far from here.
From Elk Country, we head north to Mill Creek State Park, otherwise known as Del Norte Coast Redwoods State Park. The drive is pleasant and the smoke isn't bad, and the fog is beginning to lift. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful day, and we can't wait to camp in the Redwoods.
Look at the size of that stump over there. So we are at Mill Creek State Park, and I was lucky enough to get a campsite over the weekend, the last site actually, and it turns out to be a really nice campsite. Got bear box. There's no electricity, there's no hookup here. There's water available, but you can't hook up to it. So we're here for 2 nights, and we'll just have to conserve our batteries. There's a limited amount of time you can run your generator, but a beautiful site. We're in the Redwoods. I'll point up into the trees in a moment. A lot of really big stumps here, so a lot of old growth that was probably logged, but you'll see the new redwoods growing right out of the stumps sometimes. In fact, but you can see that stump, and then you can see the redwood growing right out of the top of it. So the redwoods are very resilient. Oh, there goes a chipmunk. So I'm going to point up one of these trees so you can see. You can see that. Pretty awesome. We just checked in. We're here for 2 nights at Mill Creek State Park in, what do they call it? Norte something, California. Brenda's not listening to me. We're in Norte something.
Am I supposed to know this?
Yeah. You're supposed to know everything about everything.
Okay.
Huh? Del Norte?
Del Norte Coast Redwoods.
Del Norte Coast Redwoods. That's where we're at. So we're pretty close to Oregon. So we're hoping to pick up a mountain bike in Bend, Oregon when we get up there. So it was amazing. We had people we've met. Guy didn't even know his name. He offered to loan me his mountain bike for the day at the last campsite. And he was actually an ex-downhill racer, and definitely had some skills. Watched him doing a wheelie. Wish I'd caught it on video. Doing a wheelie with a very small child in the child seat up front. It was pretty impressive. And so at this point, I'd like to just turn it over to Brenda, who's got these words of wisdom. Brenda, take it away.
I'm learning about the area in which we are in right now.
You heard it from Brenda. And just to recap what she said that she's learning about the area that we're in right now, so that when I ask her questions, she'll be able to answer them. Anyway, if you like this kind of content, please consider hitting like and subscribe. Definitely some big stumps. Oh, wait. What's that? Oh, what was that all about? I didn't know you were over there. Excuse me, is that safe, Brenda?
No,
I don't.
not in flip-flops.
I don't know if this is a good idea for you to walk and climb around in flip-flops. Oh, careful.
Bust my flip-flop. Okay.
Okay, if you fall, I'm going to get this on video. Either that or I can help you. Which would you rather?
I would rather you help.
Okay, right here. Oh.
Don't climb in flip-flops.
All right, so again, this is our site. We spent a couple of nights here. We're going to go back to Elk Country and going to get a chance to do a little mountain biking tomorrow.
Well, it's getting warm.
Yep. Anything you want to say, Brenda, about the camping here?
It was extremely peaceful.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it immensely.
Yeah.
Forest bathing in the redwoods.
And yesterday we went on a hike in the afternoon, and we listened to the trees talking to us, which was really cool.
Man. Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to put a little blurb of that in there.
Yeah.
It sounded like the trees were bowling.
Yeah, so put that clip in right here.
After the Redwoods, we drive back down south to stay at Elk Country for a couple of nights so that we can mountain bike with a friend at Blue Lake. Here's a preview to that video coming soon.
Yeah. A lot of road bikers come through here. Nice! It is dusty though. Whew.
Until we see you next time, happy trails.